What is up, and welcome back to Total Body Sweat Sesh. Today is functional focus. Now, this is actually going to have a bit of a different feel to it, a little bit different, honestly a lot different than what we have been doing, okay? But there's a purpose behind doing this workout and a purpose behind doing it right now in the program. So before I talk any more about today's workout, let's hop into that warm-up. Go ahead and join me right here. We're starting with a jog, all right? Now remember, this is just the warm-up, so I don't want you to go crazy with this jog, okay? Now I'm gonna stop so I can tell you more about today's workout, but keep going. I will tell you when to switch it up, okay? Today's workout, like I already said, is functional focus, okay? So this is gonna be different than what we're used to doing, right? So today's workout, we're gonna have what's 3 different rounds, okay? Now in these rounds, we're only gonna focus on doing everything once, all right? Except for one move, but I'll get there when we get there, okay? Now moving on. These moves are for 2 minutes apiece. 3, 2, 1. I want you to step out into a lunge. Over that front leg, you're gonna twist. Step back, repeat. Now, make sure that as you're doing this lunge, you're stepping into that 90-90 for me, okay? This back knee will hover. If getting too low is too much, limit your range of motion, okay? Make sure that the weight is in the heel and not in your toes, okay? Now I'm gonna continue talking. You keep going. I'll let you know when to switch. Like I said, 3 rounds. Each move is 2 minutes long, which means we're breaking the moves down, okay? Now, some moves, we might be able to get in a lot of reps, okay? Other moves, we might only be able to get in just a couple, okay? But the focus for today's workout is breaking down basic moves into their functional core, all right? And really focusing and honing in on seeing what does this form look like? What does this feel like? And retraining, okay? 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and stand up for me. Bring your elbows in, okay? This is that external rotation. So remember, elbows have to stay in tight, not in front or behind, midline with the body. And you're going out and bringing it in, okay? Make sure that your core is in tight, your ribs are down, slight bend in your knees, weights in your heels, all right? Don't let your elbows flare out, okay? Now, like I said, some will have a lot, some won't. We're breaking it down, which means moves are gonna be a little bit slower, okay? We only go through each move once, like I said, except for one, all right? One we're actually gonna do twice, okay? That's the only time we're gonna do an additional move twice, but it's because it's a, bilateral movement. So there are 2 sides to it that we need to really focus in on, okay? After that, you're done, okay? But here's the thing. We go from one to the next, all right? Then you're gonna get a brief break, just move around, to walk around, do whatever you gotta do. And during that time, I'm gonna talk to you briefly about the upcoming moves. 3, 2, 1. I want you to shoulder roll to the back. There we go. When you roll back, think about opening up your chest, okay? Now, when I'm briefly explaining these moves, because we only have a short amount of time between each round, okay? I'm only gonna tell you what's coming up. I might be able to show you a little bit here and there, but during the actual move, I'm gonna show you, tell you to hop in, and then you join me, okay? Then I'm gonna show you what's coming up towards the end of a move so that you can see what's coming up for the next move. Then I'll tell you to join me. Now, since it's a functional focus, most moves we're slowing down so much that you really might not need to modify, but don't worry, I will always show you how to modify. Don't try to advance any moves. Please don't try to advance any moves. They are the way that they are for a reason. 3, 2, 1, relax, okay? Grab water. I want you to move around. Don't let your body stay still, okay? Now, like I said, the moves are gonna be a lot slower, so please don't be expecting some high intensity Tabata hit workout, okay? They're gonna be a lot slower. No equipment, no weights, nothing is needed for this, okay? It's just all body right here, all right? So round 1, your first 3 moves. The third move is the move that we're actually repeating twice, okay? So technically, I guess you could say you have 4, but move 3 and 4 are the same thing. We're just focusing on different sides of the body, okay? Move 1 is an overhead squat to a lateral pull. So we're gonna go into a squat overhead, and then we're pulling down into that lateral pull down at the bottom of the squat, okay? Don't worry, I will show you. We'll talk about that. We have an inchworm to a tricep push-up, and then we have what's called a multi-planner to a lunge. 3, 2, 1. Join me for the squat. Bring your hands up. I'm going to show you. Come down, 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 base right here. Pull down 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop, field goal. Push up 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold here. Come up 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go through that again, okay? We have a 5 count down, 5 count up, 4 count with the lats, okay? 3, 2, 1. Count in your head, because here's the thing. I'm going to talk through some form, all right? I want you to make sure that as you're doing this, that your heels have the weight placed in them, okay? Not your toes. Make sure that you have hip width or a little bit wider than hip width. Make sure that you're listening to your body. If you have to modify that range, then modify that range. If you have to stay low, okay? Then as you're pulling down, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, okay? As you're doing that lat pull down, and then you're slowly coming back up. Make sure, keep going for me. I want you to keep going, okay? Remember, it's 5 count down. It's a 4 count with the lat pull, 4 count back up, and then it's a 5 count back up, okay? As you come back up, push through your heels and squeeze your glutes. Now here's another thing. Make sure that you don't lean forward, and make sure that your arms don't fall forward during this move, okay? Rotate your hips, engage your core, focus straight ahead. Arms are trying to keep them right by your ears as you come down slowly. All right, and then you're gonna come down. 5 down for the squat, 4 down for that lat pull, then 4 up, and then 5 up. Weights in your heels. All right, make sure that you're engaging your core, okay? Make sure you're engaging your core. You're almost there, and then we're gonna go into an inchworm, okay? You have 3, 2, 1. All right, next move, you walk out into an inchworm. All right, we have a tricep push-up. Your elbows are going to graze the side of your body. All right, then you're gonna walk back in, touch your toes, and walk back out, okay? Join me right here. I'm gonna talk through some form. As you go down into that tricep, I want you to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Push up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk it in. All right. Keep that count. I'm going to talk through some modification and form. Modification, you're going to bend your knees as you come out to this inchworm, okay? Then you're going to stay on your knees during this tricep push-up, and you're going to do the same 4 count down and 4 count up. All right, now let me talk through some form real quick. After you come down from that inchworm, you're in a high plank, right? Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, or even a little bit more in, okay? Listen to your shoulder flexibility here. As you go down, remember, your elbows graze the side of your body, okay? So they're not out in an actual push-up position, which your elbows in a push-up position don't come to that T, they come to an arrow, okay? But bring your elbows in, they should touch your body. You have 1 minute left in this move, okay? Keep going. It should touch your body. Additionally, your gaze should be about 3 to 5 inches in front of your hands, not at your toes, not at your knees if you're modifying. Rotate your hips so that you're engaging your core and you do not have an arch in your low back. No butts up, no hips down, okay? Make sure that you have your glutes engaged, okay? Your glutes and core as you go down and up in that tricep push-up are gonna help keep you really, really straight and in that neutral position, okay? Now, if you need to, remember, you're here for modification, but what I don't want you to do is bring that butt up, okay? No, no, no. Bring it down, engage your core. Remember where your focus is, okay? Elbows graze your body, all right? And if not, you're right here, okay? Now, it's okay if you can do one move without modifying, but you need to do the other one with modification, okay? 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go ahead and stand up for me. This is the move that we're going to do twice. This is that multi-planner to a lunge, okay? So what we're going to do, I want you to load up one leg. Right now, I'm loading up my left. Choose whichever leg you want. This is the leg you're gonna have loaded the whole time, okay? What I want you to do, go ahead, lift one leg. Like I said, I'm using my right for this move, so I'm gonna talk through my right, okay? Point your toe. Slight bend in the loaded leg. Core is engaged. Don't arch, don't round. Hold here. Go out to the side now. Now the point here, don't let your body lean. Keep everything straight. If you need to, use a chair, use a wall, use a couch, use something. Keep your leg loaded. Slight bend in that knee. Keep your core engaged. Point that toe, knees straight. Now go ahead and bring it back. With this one, try not to lean forward, okay? Try not to lean forward. Core is engaged, knees bent. Now from here, go ahead and drop. There we go. Find your position. We're going to go down into a lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Come up. 1, 2. Push through that heel. 4. Awesome. Now here's the thing. Slowly focus on something on the ground. Come back into that standing, slight bend in your knee. We're in the back position here, okay? Come out to the side. There you go. Hold. You're still slight bend in that knee. You might feel it right here. That's okay. Bring it forward. There you go. To the side. Back. Woo! Find your balance. Drop. Go down for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, hold, hold. Push up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Relax. Other leg, all right? So when we get to one of these positions, I'm going to talk through the lunge a little bit, okay? Kick out. Remember, slight bend in the knee, okay? Core is engaged. Don't lean. Don't lean forward. Don't lean back, okay? Point your toe. Go out to the side. There you go. Try not to lean. All right. Try to stay up as straight as you can. You don't have to lift high, okay? This is more about balance. Go to the back than it is about strength for this move, okay? Go ahead and place. Come down for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold right here. Knee should be just a couple of inches above the ground, not touching it. 90-90 in the knees, weights in your heels. Come up. 3, 2. You're back into that standing. There you go. Now you use the weight in this heel to help you get back to here, okay? Go out to the side. There we go. Now here's a trick when it comes to anything balance. If you focus on something on the floor, come to the front. Focus on something on the floor, okay? Doing so will actually help you keep your balance a little bit easier. Core is engaged. Slight bend in that knee. Go back out to the side. There you go. Your knee is straight. This knee has a slight bend. You're pointing your toe. That helps you engage certain muscles, okay? Point. Now go ahead and bring it back. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, but what about this move is so important when it comes to functional fitness? Come on back. Come down. So our bodies move in 3 different planes of direction. This move is actually targeting the 3 different planes. All right. Come back up, weights in the heel. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Awesome job. Round 1 is done. Round 2. All right. We're kind of focusing more on mobility here, okay? So we will have a shoulder mobility move. We will have a hip mobility move. And then we will have what's called swimmers. Okay, now for the swimmers one, this one's a little bit weird when it comes to the actual movement of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you right now how to do a swimmers, but the weird thing is I'm going to have to face the back of the room, okay? That way you can see exactly what's going on, what I'm talking about, okay? So let me go ahead and show you that. Okay, so like I said, I know that this is weird, but let's go ahead and talk through it. So in this actual swimmers move, you're going to be on the ground. Stomach's on the ground. Your forehead's actually going to be straight into the floor, whether it's a mat or a towel, whatever it is, okay? You will not lift your head at any point in time during this move. Now, I will have my head off the ground slightly, because if I don't, it's going to get real muffled, and I want you to be able to hear me clearly. To start with the swimmers, you're going to interlock your fingers, all right? You're going to place them on your head. Your elbows will rest on the ground, okay? Now, it is important for this move that you do not use your low back. You squeeze your glutes. You'll squeeze your thighs together, which helps you engage your glutes a little bit more, okay? Your toes stay on the ground, and you're going to squeeze your core and engage your core as well, okay? Because I do not want your low back to try and help out with this move at all. So fingers are interlocked, elbows are on the ground. I'm gonna tell you to lift your elbows and you'll lift. Then I'll tell you to hover above your head. You'll lift and hover above your head, okay? Then I'll tell you to go up into an I. Your thumbs will be facing the ceiling, okay? From here, I'm going to tell you to go to a Y position. They're still facing the ceiling. Then I'll tell you to go to a T. As you go to the T, you're actually going to rotate your thumbs down. Don't worry, I'll talk through this all again come the actual move. I just want to make sure that you guys can see what it looks like, because it's hard to show when I'm actually on the ground. From here, I'm going to say come on down. When you come to this low V position, we're not going to stop here on the way down, but you'll start to rotate your thumbs up. And then you're going to place to where your palms are face up and they're hovering above your low back, okay? Then you're going to place on your low back and relax your elbows. Then we're just going to go backwards, okay? Elbows up, hover, hit that low V, start to rotate to where the thumb is completely down in that T, hit the high V, hit the I, interlock, hover, relax, lower, okay? That's the move. And I know, it's really weird. I had to show you that way, but don't worry, we're gonna hop back into it. We're gonna get started with round 2, okay? Let's go. All right, so now that we've seen that, let's come on down. I want you to come down to where you're on your knees, okay? Now, if this is uncomfortable, definitely you can come down to this position, okay? But I want you to come here. I want you to make sure that your hips are tucked under, core is engaged. Bring your arm down to your side. We're gonna work on that shoulder mobility. Keep a hand on your stomach to make sure that you are engaging your core at all times, and make sure not to rotate your body, okay? So from the side, I'm gonna show you from the side, then we'll hit up on the other side, okay? What I want you to do, thumb up, go ahead and lift straight up. Straight up. This is a slow move, okay? So don't go fast. Bicep by your ear, hold here. From here, core is engaged, right? I don't want you arching back, all right? Core is engaged. Rotate to where your thumb is forward, all right? Thumb forward, core is engaged. From here, this is where you wanna make sure that you do not rotate your body, okay? I want you to go ahead and kick it back. Your goal is to try and make a complete circle, but your arm's gonna go out a little bit, so you're gonna rotate to try and get it back in, but I'll talk about that then. Go ahead and kick it back as far as you can. When you feel that tough, sticky spot, rotate your shoulder even more to get the thumb towards the back of the room, core is engaged, and you're also bringing your arm in, okay? So you're bringing it back towards your body, okay? Then you're bringing it down by your hip, right here. Okay, so you should finish right here, right? Thumbs towards the back. Your shoulder probably feels really tight, okay? Now we're gonna go through it again. We're just gonna go the opposite direction, okay? So right here, kick back. When you feel that tough, sticky spot, unwind, core's in tight, bring it on up. There you go. Thumbs towards the back of the room. Good job, relax. Other side. Thumbs down towards the front of the room, okay? 3, 2, 1. Up slow. Keep your shoulder as if you're trying to flex it, okay? Now that sounds really weird. All right, right here, core is in tight. Rotate, kick it back. Don't let anything here turn, okay? Core is in tight. Rotate your thumb towards the back when you get to that spot. Bring it behind you. There you go. Finish down. Awesome job. Kick it back. Bring it up. Thumbs towards the back. And relax. Awesome job. Now that's a shoulder mobility move. We're going to come on down to all fours. I'm going to talk about that move again real quick once we get going with this. So come down to all fours. I want your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Make sure that your core's in tight. Don't arch, don't round, okay? Flex one leg. Go ahead and kick up. All right, right here. Hip height or a little bit less, but don't lean to the side, okay? From here, rotate that knee up to where you're in a tabletop position with your leg and bring it up slowly towards your elbow. You don't have to touch your elbow. There we go. Now bring it to where it faces the ground and hovers. Bring it down. We're gonna go opposite direction. Up. Out. Hold here. Slowly go back to that heel up. Hip height or below, don't lean. Bring it down. Awesome job. Other side. All right. Flex that foot. Make sure you don't lean. All right. Go ahead. Kick it up. Hip height or just below. Come out to that table. Bring it over. Slowly. Engage your core so you don't lean. Bring it to where it faces the ground, but you hover. Then bring it down. Opposite direction, okay? Lift up. Bring it in. Out to that tabletop. Hold here. Slowly kick it back. Heel up. Don't lean. Core's in tight. Good job. Now this is the swimmers, okay? So go ahead and lay down for me. I'm actually gonna show you by laying down this way. Remember, your forehead is flat on the ground the whole time, okay? Mine won't be, just so that it's not muffled, okay? But keep your forehead on the ground. All right, you're on your stomach, forehead's on the ground. Go ahead, interlock your fingers, place them on your head, okay? From here, I want you to go ahead, zip your thighs together, squeeze them together, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, okay? Go ahead and lift your elbows off the ground. Go ahead and hover your hands above your head. There you go. Forehead's on the ground, core is engaged, glutes are tight as you go to that I. Move to that V. Come to that T, thumbs down. Core's tight, glutes are tight, forehead's on the ground. Come down as you hit that V. Rotate your palms up. Bring them up over your low back. Hover, 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 hover. You are engaging your core. You're engaging your glutes. Your forehead's on the ground. Don't lift it up. Don't lift it up. Relax onto your low back. There you go. Relax your body. Deep breath for me. Go ahead and squeeze those thighs together. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core. Forehead's on the ground. Hover above your low back for me. Hover, 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 hover. Extend out to that low V. There we go. Core's tight, glutes are tight, forehead's on the ground. Come to that T, your thumbs face the floor. Core's tight, glutes are tight, forehead's on the ground. Come to that V. Come to that I. Core's tight, glutes are tight. Don't let that low back flare on. Interlock your fingers, bring them above your head and hover. Forehead's on the ground, glutes are tight, core is tight. You are hovering, you are not touching, you are hovering. Get those elbows up, don't let them drop down. Elbows should be in line with your hands. Hold, 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 hold. Relax. Relax your elbows. Relax. Round 2 is done. Round 3, we have what's called a lateral lunge into a runner's position. All right. Then we're going to have a plank to a modified plank twice and to a cobra. Then we're going to have a pelvic tilt to a table to an extension. All right. Lateral lunge. Are you ready? 3, one side at a time. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Kick it out. Now, come down slowly, slowly, slowly. Hold here. Form check. Extended leg. Knee is straight. Toes are forward. Foot is flat. It's not bent inwards. This leg, weights in your heel. Knee is in line with your toes, meaning it's not leaning in and it's not going out, all right? You are hinged at your hips and you're holding. I know, stay with me, all right? If you need to, widen your stance a little bit, or if you need to modify, you're just gonna take it up a little bit, okay? 3, 2, 1. You're going to push off of this leg. Push, come up, bring your knee up, bring your knee up, bring your knee up. There you go. Now come back. Knees bent here. I'm gonna move into the center, okay? You're gonna come back into a runner's right here, all right? I'm gonna show you from the side real quick. Right here. All right, slight bend. Gauge that glute, gauge that glute. 3, 2, 1, slow, slow, slow. Pull your knee up, pull your knee up, and relax. Other side, you ready? That's it. That's all we have to do, okay? 3, 2, here we go. Push your hips back, slowly lower. There you go. Toes are forward, toes are forward. There you go, there you go. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, push. Come on up. I'm going back to center, okay? Hold. Now what I want you to do, core is tight, slight bend. Okay, get back to that runner's position. All right, you're running. You're running. You're stopping in air, okay? It's like, it makes me think of like, if you guys ever watched Flash, the TV show, it makes me think of like those, what is it called? The pictures that they always have like on the like little TV clips. Come on up. Not TV clips, but you know, like the, why can't I think of it? Like the TV show's profile picture. Go ahead and relax. Come on down. Oh, goodness. But, so, this move, come into a high plank. But it always makes me think of that, all right? Right here. Hold here, okay? Hold here. There we go. There we go. You're just holding a high plank right now. From here, what I want you to do, drop your knees to a modified. Now, as a modified, you're still engaging your core. You're still squeezing your glutes. Squeeze your core, okay? Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your gaze is 3 to 5 inches up. There you go. Lower to your knees. Up. As you lower to your knees, you want to make sure that you're not just dropping. Come down low, slowly, as if you're going to do a push-up, but you're coming all the way to the ground. There you go. From here, push up. My hair's just like all over the place. Okay, while we hold here just for a few more seconds, make sure that in that high plank, hands are underneath your shoulders. When you drop to your knees, your butt doesn't go up, your back doesn't go up, okay? You keep your core engaged. Let your core slow gravity's pull on your knees, okay? You control the speed of your knees and you want them to go slow. Come back down, slow, slow, slow. Get ready. You're gonna push up. If you need to modify, push up to your knees and then come back to that high plank, okay? 3, 2, 1. Push up, push up, push up. There you go. All right, you ready? Go ahead, slowly lower your knees. Slow, slow, slow. There you go. And lift, lift, lift. Core is engaged, no low back. Lower, lower, lower. Lift, lift, lift. Slowly lower to the floor. There you go. Push up. There you go. After this, when we go back down to the ground, we're gonna push up into the high plank one final time. Then you can relax and roll over onto your back, okay? Come down slow, slow, slow. Get ready. Engage everything. Squeeze, 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 and push, push, push. High plank. There we go, relax. Come on down. You're gonna lay on your back. This is your last move, guys. Last move, okay? From here, what I want you to do, rotate your hips. Pelvic tilt. This is what's called a pelvic tilt, okay? You are tilting your pelvis. Now with this, act as if you're drawing your belly button back towards your spine, not sucking in. You're engaging your core as if somebody's gonna come. I hope nobody comes and punches you ever, but as if somebody's gonna come and punch you and you need to flex and get prepared for it, okay? That's what I want you to do. Your hand should not be able to go underneath your back, okay? At any point in time during this move, no hand. You have to hold this pelvic tilt. From here, go ahead, come up 1, come up 2, to table, low back is still down. If your low back has popped up, I want you to come back down and you're gonna do it modified, okay? From here, if you're modifying, you're doing one leg at a time with everything I say, okay? 3, 2, 1, extend out. 2, 3, low back stays flat. 2, 1, come back in. 3, 2, 1. Now what I want you guys to do, you're going to tap your heels. Low back stays flat. Up. You're switching legs if you're modifying. Extend 1, 2, 3. Come back in. 3, 2, 1. Drop. You're almost there. Almost there. Bring it up. Extend. Now, keep going. You know it's 3 out, 3 in. If during the extension you're finding that your low back still pops up, I want you to, at that point, come down to the modified version, okay? Now, if you have DR, if you're one of my postpartum girls, you have DR, watch to make sure there's no coning or bulging with that linea alba. If there is, I want you to go straight to the modified version, okay? I don't want you trying pushing it, all right? The modified version is safe for DR repair, but the full version needs to be worked up to, okay? Keep going. If at any point in time you're like, man, I just can't keep my low back, go down to modified, or take a moment, reset, lift, and go right back into it. All right? 3 out, 3 in. There you go. Drop to where your heels touch, lift, extend, and relax. That's it. That's all. You did it. You crushed this workout. Now, I want you to come down. You're gonna come to a child's pose, okay? Right here. From here, I just wanna keep talking. I'll tell you when to switch, okay? But I know you're probably thinking, what the heck kind of a workout was that, right? You know, it's not some high intensity. Go ahead, take one hand. I want you to push it under. You're gonna have the palm straight up to the ceiling. Now the thing is, notice how my chest is pointing towards the side. Rotate your chest as much as you can over that arm, okay? The more you rotate, where it's comfortable, you're gonna feel a stretch in that shoulder, and that's what I want, okay? Now this type of workout is made to help you focus on the basics of the move, to help you slow everything down, feel how something is supposed to feel, and to really find out where your body's at. Can you do certain moves, or do you actually have to modify with them? Can you actually do what that move is wanting you to do, where you're able to perform it? Go ahead and switch for me properly, making sure you're engaging the right muscles so that when you hop back into certain workouts, you can then look at it again and be like, okay, last time I did this during the functional, I needed to do X, Y, and Z, and I couldn't do it full out. So I know that when I'm doing it now, I need to modify until I can do it where I'm able to keep this, this, and this, and this in place. All right? Go ahead and come on up. You're gonna push into downward dog, okay? Right there, try and get your heels to the ground if you're able to. Now, I know you might also think, why are we doing it right now? You know, towards the end of everything, why are we doing it right now? Well, there's a reason for that. Sometimes during workouts, some people will just continue to push themselves, you know, or they start to lose sight of actual form. And because of that, you need to take a time to reevaluate, reassess, really slow things down and figure out, okay, am I still doing good? Or do I need to take a step back and refocus where my form's at? Go ahead and step one leg forward for me. Runner's lunge right here. There we go. Now, you can always drop your back knee. If this is too much, you can drop your back knee. I typically like to drop my back knee just because I feel like I get a deeper hip flexor stretch. And I love that hip flexor stretch. All right, from here, what I want you to do is you can go ahead and rotate up. Now, if this is too much for you, you can always just keep your hand here. You can definitely keep your knee on the ground too. That is completely okay to do, all right? Place, step back, switch for me. There you go. There you go. So I know it wasn't an intense workout, but I hope it helped you see, you know, is my form where it needs to be? And if it is, awesome, great. I can try to advance, or I can try to go up in weight now because I know that my form's good at this point, and I can try it knowing where my form's supposed to be with heavier weight or an advancement. Go ahead and lift up or stay down, it's up to you. Rotate. And you can also just stay right here. And if you found out that, hey, you're still struggling with some form here and there, that's okay. That's okay. You know, with everyday stuff, go ahead and relax. Step your foot up. I want you to stay right here. With everyday life stuff, especially if you work at a desk. If you work at a desk, I'd be interested to hear back from you to see if all of the mobility stuff with the shoulders, especially the swimmers, if that was a little bit difficult for you, because typically those will incorporate muscles that go weak for those who work at desks. So I'd be curious to hear about that. But like I said, daily living, sometimes our form just goes a little bit because of how we have our posture. So it's really important to focus on posture. That also helps make sure that muscles don't create compensations. I'm gonna count you up, roll through your back as I count you up, okay? Come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Roll your shoulders back for me. All right, so I hope that you're able to get some good information from this workout. I hope you're able to learn something as well with it. If you found that, hey, you know what, my form with this move was a little bit rough, or go ahead and move forward, or my mobility was a little bit rough, guess what? I have a form program, I have a mobility program, and they're all for you, okay? Now, these programs are continuous, so I'm always adding to them, okay? So you will see new workouts pop over time with the mobility. You're gonna have everything from focusing on certain parts of the body to the whole body. It really just depends. Sometimes it's mobility and stretching combined. Additionally, sometimes it might just be stretching, or it might just be mobility. It's always changing. There are 15-minute moves, workouts, and then form is constantly being added, okay? So if you see something in the form, or you don't see something in the form program, and you're like, hey, I would love to see what the form is for this, always feel free to let me know. You can send me an email, let me know, and I can get a video going for you and get that into that program, all right? With that being said, I hope that this was a fun workout. I hope you were able to take things down a notch. You were able to just be able to figure out how to move in certain positions. And with that being said, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna let you go and enjoy the rest of your day or night, depending on when you're doing this. And I hope that you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day or night. Have a great day, everyone.